That apartment, nothing's been done to that apartment. I've seen pictures.
And because we actually seized the apartment with a search warrant so that they could not change the apartment around. The DA's office did that because we wanted to preserve the crime scene itself.
Can I speak
Had
to
it not
that
been,
really quick?
Had it not been for the virus, we had about 3 trials that we had planned to put up before Fulton County juries. One of those being Jamarian Robinson, the second one being Jimmy Atchison, the third one being the case that involves Officer Abdullah Had, who also shot a 22-year-old person. So, but our schedule, like everything else, was changed by the coronavirus. So let me tell you, we have done extensive work on the Jimmy Atchison case, and when this virus is over, we are going to be ready to present it. And let me tell you, when we present this case, I think that it's going to be an explosive case before this community, because those statements given by the officers, we were able to get experts to tell us that the way that they described his hands, and I'm sure you remember what they said was that he indicated that he was pointing his finger like a gun. The experts have told us that Mr. Atchison's hands were actually being held close to his body. We plan for him to get indicted, and we plan to go to trial with it. Now, one of the other things I'd like to mention, if you get a chance to look at the policy changes that we are recommending, the first policy change that I think ought to be made is that DAs should not have to go before a grand jury to indict an officer who's involved with a police shooting. The DA ought to be able to just sign it, and it ought to go to a jury for trial. Because we spend too much time waiting to get a case indicted. I think that this is one of the first changes that we should make so that incidents like George Floyd and the many other incidents in our country, that we can stop those incidents.
I will allow a follow-up. Go ahead.
I just want to say, y'all didn't do anything to that crime scene for a very long time. As a matter of fact, it's about 4 people in this room that was able to walk into the crime scene, take pictures. I knew Jimmy Atchison before he died, and I've seen his brain splattered on the ground, and I've seen pieces of his brain. Y'all left that crime scene there for a very long time, or we would not have been able to get over there. So I just want to say to that, ain't nothing been done over there unless y'all just did something. And the next thing, hold on, just a second. The next thing, you promised a meeting with the family. You promised meeting with activists. So you saying that you can't do this with officers because of these laws set in place. Nobody's holding you hostage and keeping you from actually showing these families that you care. Jimmy Atchison's auntie is on my live right now. So none of us has heard from you. So let's be very clear, y'all. He has not done anything in this case until it came time for him to get his political moment.
We got to go ahead and move on. The candidate gets a 1-minute opportunity to respond. We do have another candidate who has to come up. I have been as liberal as possible with the time because I wanted to make sure everybody could have an opportunity to be heard. Go ahead, Mr. Dean.
Well, thank you for that opportunity. I believe that this question regarding police shootings is the most critical question facing our country today. In our country, between the years of 2005 and 2014, over 10,000 people were shot by police officers. In only 153 cases were those officers prosecuted. In Fulton County, we prosecuted 27. We have done more cases than anybody in the country. So this is the dilemma that's facing you now. The police union has said to us repeatedly that we do not like you prosecuting cases. And I want to ask you, how are we going to exist in our community with a district attorney who has accepted the endorsement of the police union, and the police union only endorses you for one reason, is that you agree not to prosecute police officers. I'm not afraid to prosecute them. but I'm also not afraid to stand up and tell the community when the policeman might have done something right. I believe that no one will treat you fairer. I believe that no one will keep you safer. And so I would ask you to look at the record, and I would ask you to vote for Paul Howard. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.